a form of daycare. It's a place that parents can go do what they need to do and be confident that their children are learning and the prosperity of their children is being prioritized. That's difficult. So we need to be doing what we can to support those children. I'd like to do things to make sure that there's learning pods and tutors. I want to make sure that we are mentors. We have people that are still not working. We've got time. There's still people on unemployment. Get to work. You're on unemployment, get to work. That means you have time. That means you have resources, and that's valuable. Get to work. Another thing that we're experiencing is evictions. People are getting evicted. Forced evictions. We cannot have that. We cannot have that. We need to have the same momentum we have in these streets, making sure that the people are not being put on the street, because guess who that affects?
Hello.
Black and brown people, guess who that affects?
I don't know.
Guess what the wildfires
Happened,
are
but
going to
the stream
affect?
didn't seem to get posted last time.
That's right. Guess what?
I'm not sure if
Children
it's
not
working
being
this
able to go to
time,
school
but
affects.
I'm going to check it out in a second here.
That's right. We need to make sure
See?
we're looking and seeing in our
I hope you're with me.
what is lacking, what are the gaps, and we need to fill them. We need to come together, we need to fill them. And when I'm saying these words, I'm not just going to be saying them. I hope you're taking them and taking notes and doing these things, because they need to be self-initiated in our community. We need to make sure that what I'm saying, even if you feel that, let's get to work. All right?
Go.
My name is Kinsey. Really fucking happy.
It's Kinsey speaking over there. For sure, you've been watching one of your streams. Rain's picked back up a bit. Just trying to meet up with somebody about a thing, but it looks like
I'm fucking tired of having to explain to white people the problem in this society. I don't know what is wrong with them, but I'm tired of constantly having to explain to white people why God like matters. So therefore, as white people here, I need you guys to continue to educate your white kids. I'm tired. This morning, it's my last first day of school. I'm a senior. Rising senior.
alright, looks like we're actually live this
I
time.
was excited to start school.
You had a 35-minute video to share with you earlier. I thought I was.
So of course I'm going to be excited to start school so I can get my stuff done. I'm in class. I'm going through Twitter because class is boring because all she's doing is showing us how to use a computer like I've been in school for 12 years. And I see what happened to Brianna team. And I'm telling you, I leave my class, I go in the bathroom and I start crying. That could have been my mom. That could have been my sister. That could have been my auntie. That could have been anybody here. And the fact that there is not as many people as there were here in the beginning is sickening, because black people get killed in rain, sleet, or snow, and you guys should be here in rain, sleet, or snow. This might be the end to them, but it's not the end for us. We have to change the white man's definition of justice, because this is not it. Y'all need to reconsider what justice means to you, because this is not justice. This is nowhere near justice. Matter of fact, I'm not done. can somebody settle for this? How? How can you settle for shit? How can you settle for stuff like this? You know how much of an inhumane heart you have to be able to settle for a black woman being murdered in her home?
Yeah.
What do you guys think would happen if a black officer murdered a white woman in her home? He's going to jail for life. There's no question about it. We already know the outcome of that. We need to make it equal so that when we get murdered, and I get murdered, you guys will be out here on the street saying my name and I get justice. I will be in heaven or hell, raising hell, no matter what. Woo! I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm not extinguished. The fight is not over. We have to keep fighting. We have to get our numbers bigger. I don't give a fuck if it's raining, snowing. I don't care if you go into labor. Have your baby out here. Out here. Support us. Support me. I want to go to college. I want to be an OBGYN. But now my life is in danger because of being white people, white officers who don't seem to give a fuck, who don't seem to care about me, who don't think my education matters because I'm black. I bet you I make more money than a white boy. I've been working since I was 13. I've been in my bag. I'm going to stay in my bag. So to prove that I'm not going to be a criminal, I'm not going to be a white statistic. I am going to be a successful black woman. And therefore, y'all need to support me in that. Woo! And every other black woman. Support black women.
Support black women!
I'm not asking you to fucking build $1 million mansion. It's not that hard to support black women.
Support black women!
I was just in an interview with Jedi. I just saw him somewhere. Oh, and I was just in an interview talking about how Jedi gave me an opportunity as a black woman to speak my voice. We don't want to hear white voices in our movement right now. Give an opportunity to a black woman or a black man. Stop being selfish. Okay, y'all can follow me on Instagram at BABYYARIEANNA. BABYYARIEANNA. Have a good night. But y'all ass better stay out here.
Brother, they need to hear you. They don't hear you, bro.
I just want to take a moment of silence for us to acknowledge the lack of justice that was given to Breonna Taylor and her family last night. Let's take a moment.
Come join us. We're doing every night in peace. You're going home. You already said you have a house. Some people don't have a house. This guy's asking for change. Change. Can you please get some change?
I want y'all to notice how quiet it is out here.
It's not.
I want y'all to understand the responsibility that you have with your voice. I want you to understand that your voice needs to echo. Do you understand what an echo means? It's when you carry your sound, carry your values, carry yourself. I recently went to Washington, D.C. for the March on Washington. Now, D.C. is the chocolate city. It's full of beautiful black people. They were glistening in that summer heat, let me tell you. But I was a little disappointed but they don't address it. They are not being an echo. You need to go to the white people in your life and tell them why it is important for you to be here, why it is important for them to be here.
Yeah!
Because this shit, my grandma was doing this. Her grandma was doing this. And we tired of doing this shit. This is y'all's burden. White supremacy is y'all's problem. And until y'all address it, it's gonna be that demon running on your back. It's gonna be the demon running on my back. It's gonna be the demon running on all of our backs. So you need to be an echo. You need to let people know why Black Lives Matter.
Yeah! Black Lives Matter!
Life recently in a way that embodies those who weren't able to live their lives. I've been trying to be free Black girl, happy. I've been trying to heal. I've been trying to be with my people. I've been trying to love myself. So recently I went rock climbing, and I was the only Black person in there. And I said to myself, what are these white people doing? What responsibilities do they feel like they need to have to this movement? I need to understand why white people don't feel weird being around other just white people. Like, that's weird to me when I'm the only Black person in the space. And what I'm trying to get you to understand is that you are not just helping Black people. I want you to be of service to Black people. You need to be of service to Black people. That means you need to use your voice, your privilege, to make sure that there are not just white people in the room. I wanted to ask myself, I see the membership here is $90 a month, so I can see why there aren't a lot of people who might not have money in this space. But I'm wondering if these white people would be willing to pay $95 a month so that we can provide some scholarships, some spaces for people who won't be able to afford it. So when you get into your position of power, like the white women at the rock climbing gym, use your voice. Be the echo. Let them know how Black Lives Matter. We deserve every single opportunity. Whether that be the only little chocolate drop on the mountain, the only little chocolate drop in Portland, which we know that's not true. It's plenty of beautiful Black people out here. So be advocating for us, even when we're not there. Because if we're not there, that's an issue because we're here. I see all of y'all out here. Why am I not seeing y'all advocating for us to your white family members? When I go to D.C. and it's a national march, and there are nothing but beautiful Black people there, I feel like there's a lack of solidarity. Now, I know there was a Portland march here, and I appreciate everyone who came out to support that, but this is a bubble. This is a bubble, people. White people don't think like y'all think everywhere else. Y'all have privilege to be educated by beautiful Black people to go over there and educate them. It is your responsibility. Be an echo. An echo. Who lives matter? All right, do I hear echo? Who lives matter? Who lives matter? Who lives matter? the hand. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to win. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our time. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our time. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our time. I just want to say to, can you guys hear me? Yeah? Alright, I just wanted to say to the white people out here, this is like a one-in-a-lifetime experience. I really hope you're listening. I really hope you're listening. Because you have all these black women, and I think it's time for black women. Black girls, you should come up here and talk. So I feel like white people need to hear us speak more often, and so many times we're silent. And this is me and my friend Z, and we're both young girls. We've grown up in Portland, and just echoing off of something another person said, a lot of times when you're black in Portland, you're the only black person in the room. Especially when you're a girl, you're the only black girl in the room, the only black girl in your classes, the only black girl in your school, the only black girl at the dance studio, the only black girl wherever you go. So it feels very isolated, it feels very alone all the time. That's something white people have never had to experience. So think about like just being a black person in a majority white state and how that feels already. And then on top of that, you have the police coming after you, then you have your teachers coming after you, and random white people on the street, and Trump supporters. So I'm 18. This will be my first time voting this year. Like a month ago, so I'm hyped. But anyways, back to my story. Very important to vote, but also voting only does a little smidgen of a thing, to be completely honest with you. The two-party system is fucked. America's fucked. Like, voting's gonna do a little bit, but you have to do so much more. Voting Joe Biden in, yeah, Joe Biden's a white, old, racist guy, better than Trump, but still not that good. So it's still your job to keep going, keep protesting, keep using your voice. All these white people out here, I'm telling you, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you to do something. Do you want your kids to be out here doing the same shit as you? Because I don't. We talk about that all the time. That we will be the last generation to be fucked with. The last. Very last. And they chose the wrong ones, because we be out here. You see all these young girls, we're all under 18 and under. And we be out here. 18 and under. And we're the youth, and we're very loud, and you see that we don't give a fuck about everyone's opinions, and especially white people's opinions. I really don't care what you have to say about me. If you say I'm loud, aggressive, I could give less of a fuck because Brian Taylor's murder is out. So if you have something to say about us wanting to speak, wanting to be loud, wanting to be heard, this is the first time in our lives that we've been able to be heard. So you've never been in that experience, and you've never been in a place where no one's ever listened to you speak before, because no one's ever listened to me speak before. No one's ever looked at me like this before. I know a lot of you still aren't listening. It's going one in one ear and out the other. And I really hope it doesn't, because it should really resonate with you and really make you feel something, that a black person that looks just like me, looks just like her, looks just like her, looks just like the next black girl, is being murdered in cold blood, and she's not even considered a fucking victim. You know, a Class D felony is also for someone that's had multiple DUIs. A Class D felony is also for someone that, what else? Someone that has credit card fraud of $500. That's the same charge that the murderer of Breonna Taylor is getting. Pretty much credit card fraud. That man did not commit credit card fraud. He committed murder. He killed a woman. cry today? Did you? And I know you probably didn't because that doesn't mean anything to you, but it means something to us because Brianna Taylor is the same age as my sister that's having a baby. Brianna Taylor is the same age that I'm going to be. One day I'm going to be Brianna Taylor's age. Then what am I going to do? When are you going to save the young black girl that needs help? And Brianna Taylor needed your help, and I feel like a lot of you didn't do shit about it. I feel like a lot of you didn't do shit about it. You didn't feel it as much as you should have. You didn't cry enough times. You didn't protest enough because every day there's something happening in Portland, and I feel like you're not taking advantage of it. You're not using your dollar in the right way. There's all these black girls. All of us need to go to college. Where's your money? Where's the money at? Where's reparations at? Where's it at? Make your money talk. Make your money talk. Your vote matters, so make your money fucking talk. Ask the black women for their cash app today. Every day. Ask the black women their PayPal. Alright. Okay, we're all gonna go one by one, but I would like to start. Okay, I'm just making some clarification questions because a lot of the times we went to our like real selves, you know. But our Cash App is PDX Black Youth Movement. If you've seen us on Instagram, that's who we are. PDX Black Youth Movement. PDX BLACKYOUTHMVMT. PDX Black Youth Movement. And that's where you can donate to us. All these black girls up here. We organize protests. If you haven't seen us before, I'm sure you have because we like to be really loud and really obnoxious and annoying because we hate the police and white fascists. PDX Black Youth Movement. Movement is spelled MVMT. And we organize a lot, and we give kids money, and we give people that don't have houses shelter, and we give protect black trans women. First of all, let's all get that through our heads. Because if we're talking about black lives, we're talking about all of them. I mean the sex workers, the drug dealers, the criminals, the ones in prison, the black women, the black trans women, the black bi girls, the black lady that you just saw walking down the street, protect her too, and the grandpas and the uncles and everybody else. Let's remind ourselves that a black person doesn't have to be good to be protected by the law. A black person doesn't have to be educated to be protected by the law. A black person doesn't have to have money to be protected by the law. A black person doesn't have to go to school, have a home, have food, have clothes, they should be a black person and just be protected by the law, protected by America just the way you are and just the way a white person is, the way a white male gets to walk down the street and not have any fears. That's how I should feel. I've never felt like that in my life. Ever in my life. This is kind of weird. I don't know if I like the clapping because I feel like I'm at a concert and I don't like that, but continue whatever you're doing. I'm just going to tell a story about how, like, my mom raised me. I was raised by a single black woman, as a lot of black girls are. And, like, as I was growing up, my mom, like, kind of taught me how to point out racism in white people. And you can really see it. It's really a thing. Like, you can really see it. And sometimes you can't, which is even scarier. But you can really, like, see when a person does not like you and really hates you for no reason. And that's a really scary feeling that no other white person has ever had experienced. But, okay, so we were walking down the street, me and my mom, and I'm really young. This is one of my earliest memories. And she pretty much told me to, like, walk on the street because she saw another white person walking on the sidewalk towards us. And she told me to walk on the street. I didn't really understand why, but now as I grow up, I understand that she saw something that I couldn't really see yet because my little brain doesn't think of racism, doesn't think of color and all of those things. My brain just wants to think, oh, love another person just like we all should. But you should still see color if you're grown and old and of age. But that's just an example of how black girls, and especially black people in Portland, have to operate around your whiteness and your white comfort. We have to be uncomfortable all the time because you want to walk down the sidewalk and be racist, or because you want to be in the classroom and stare at me when we talk about slavery, or because you want to say something hella racist in the class or in a gym or a restaurant, blah, 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 whatever situation you're in, and you want to be racist, and I have to... And you tell me that I can't be loud about it, and you tell me that I can't have an opinion on it, I can't say anything about it when you're threatening my life. And let's remind ourselves that racism is a threat to a black person's life, no matter how big or small it is.
Because that little thing that you just said is going to carry on to somebody else, that's going to carry on to somebody else, that's going to carry on to somebody else, and they're going to kill a black person because now that idea has formed and it's expanded, and that's how white supremacy works. It doesn't just stop at one person, it moves. It's like a virus, like a pandemic.
Yeah, I wish you could do this. No.
Yeah, oh no, how I feel about that. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. But I just hope you guys are all paying attention. Because when black women speak, I think it's your duty as a person to listen, especially a black woman, because we don't get heard all the time. I get listening to like white people and blah blah blah, but like I'm black and I'm a woman and I'm young and I have something to say and I have big thoughts and I'm gonna be a lawyer very soon. And I have an experience that you don't know about. And as a different human that looks different than me, has a different experience than me, I would want to learn about you too. And I hope you'll want to learn about me and all of these other black girls up here that have this very traumatic experience living in Portland. Because it is traumatic, literally traumatic. From the very time I was born, I wasn't able to escape the fact that I was a black girl in Portland. You walk around every day knowing that you're a black girl in a very white city that does not like you, that isn't built for you, that doesn't want you to have a house, doesn't want you to have clothes, doesn't want you to have food, and that's the reality. And if you think that that's not the reality, it is. Because my family had to fight to have a home. I had to fight to have the education that I wanted in private school. I had to fight to get the things that I wanted, and it wasn't easy. And for a lot of you just get to stroll through life like it's just one big happy-go-lucky blah blah blah, a kikiing with your friends and walking around like shit. This is just cool. And it's not. It really isn't. Like, this isn't fun for any of us to be up here. It's not fun that we have to spend our blood, sweat, and tears. We had to spend all summer down here getting tear gassed and passing out and organizing protests on our weekends, and we should have been having fun like normal-ass teenage white girls. But no, we were here fighting for our lives. And all of us, all these black people out here have been fighting for so long. So long. I'm so fucking tired of it. I'm so tired. And I tell you, there's not one time I've actually wanted to come down here. Not once I've wanted to come down here. It's all my moral obligations. I feel like if someone like me is being murdered, I have to do something about it. If someone like you was being murdered, I would do something about it too. This is Z.
Hey guys, my name is Z. I'm gonna be honest, this is the first time in Portland I've seen this many black people in the crowd. Like, I'm walking through the crowd, I've never seen this many black people in this crowd. And I just want to talk to my fellow black people and say that when you see other black people in Portland living their day-to-day life, protect them. Make sure that they're okay. Because nobody else is going to do it. White people, they can try, but like, I don't know. You guys are a little weird, I'm not going to lie. But I trust other black people in Portland because I know that they live the experience that I live, being alone, being by myself, being isolated in this very cold weather, constant rain. This isn't new, or this is new to me. This is weird to me, being in constant rain and constant cold and around all these constant white faces. But when I see another black face and I feel not love and I feel not kindness, not peace, I feel you, I see you. It's harder to live my life. And I want other black people here to understand that when you see another black person in your day-to-day life, at your work, at your school, when you're going to the grocery store, like, do everything you can to make sure that you can see their life so that they can feel love, because it's not going to happen from anybody else. And you don't know their life, you don't know what they're living, and you don't know how much better their day could be just from what you are doing. I also want to say that if you see a black person trying to move to Portland, make sure you tell them that outside of Portland, it might be nice and liberal, nice and comfy here. You walk down the street, you see all them Joe Biden signs. The second you go out here, it's scary as fuck. There is no safety net. There are no people here. There's nothing that can help you out there because it's just Trump signs and scary white people. Me and my friends, we went camping and our constant fear. We were just past Salem at a place that's now currently burned down. I'm very sad about that, but we were out there and we had to go to the grocery store to get some marshmallows to have a campfire. It was scary as fuck getting into that grocery store. We made our white friend go because we couldn't bear to walk into that grocery store. That is terrifying. And if I didn't live in Portland for 4 years by now, I wouldn't have known that. And I would have walked into that store and I would have felt the hate that these white people outside of Portland give. And it's terrifying. There are protests out there constantly, Trump rallies constantly, KKK rallies constantly, and it's not known and it's not told to black people who are moving here and new black people. And it's scary as fuck, like being here and knowing that there are people, like I came to a Trump rally that was here like a couple weeks ago, actually that was 2 months ago I think, and it was scary as fuck because I knew that every single white person there who was wearing a red hat didn't love me, didn't care about me, and if they saw me on the side of the road hurting, if they saw me in pain, that they would not care. But I feel different about a crowd like this. I know that if you guys saw a black person hurting, if you saw a black person homeless on the side of the road, if you saw a black person being bullied, you would do something, right? You would do something. Like, you wouldn't just stand there. And that's what you have to do. You have to make sure, because another thing that aggravated me about that is a lot of white people here think that the best way to handle someone who has different political views from you is to throw eggs at them and to do all this. Black people don't have that option to go across there and start a conversation with them. We've tried. It's very, very difficult. They really do not like us. But white people is different. They look at you and they see, I don't know what they see, but they see something that they can talk to. So you need to be having those conversations with your family, with anybody wearing a fucking MAGA hat, not yelling at them, not screaming fucking racist. I mean, you can do that if they don't like the conversation, but have a conversation. Say, why are you wearing that ugly ass hat? Why are you doing any of the things you are doing? Because it's not okay. Yeah. And it's not, like, it's really brainwashing. Like, if you think about brainwashing, you're not going to fix brainwashing by saying, why are you being brainwashed? No, that's not going to do shit. Like, talk to them. Tell them shit. Like, don't just stand there and fucking throw eggs at them. Like, do more, do better, because we can't do that. We are physically, no matter how hard I try, no matter what I do, I will never be able to do that. But you guys can. Alright. Liking it up here. A lot of my friends right now, they're kind of going across the country and touring, and I see a lot of videos of it, and I see a lot of black people in the protests. I see a lot of black people in the crowd out here protesting. But I know a lot of my black friends right now who are not out here protesting I don't know, I just don't see that same kind of guts and that same kind of like fight out here for a lot of black people. Like, I wish a lot more black people were out here, because I know, I go to Jefferson, and I know a lot of black people who don't want to go here, don't want to come out here because they don't think it's important, they don't think it's worth it. Okay, by the way, this has been declared an unlawful assembly. Just on the other side, not here, sorry. Because they left, the people who left and started trouble. But right now, this is an example of, I don't know, some crazy shit. When it's time to stand up for black and brown bodies, will you? Because all those people over there, I know that if there's a black body out there, it would be kind of an iffy thing. Like, would I go do that? Would I actually go help this person out? Oh, another thing. I have white friends who come out here with us, and they come out here to help us, they come out here to support us. They shouldn't have to put their 16-year-old bodies in front of me. It should be all of you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I do not want my white friends dying out here. They're here to support me and they're here to help me. You are out here to help me, and do that by standing in front of me. We came to the Trump rally and people were standing with umbrellas, but there were a lot of other people here. There was a couple other black people there. They weren't doing shit. You stand there with your fully geared up self, and you don't want to go help a person, not even a black person. You don't want to go help another person in the rally. You don't want to help them out. You don't want to put the umbrella for them. Like, it's raining right now. Like, if you see a person out here, this is an example. If you see a person out here and the rain is pouring on them and you have a huge ass umbrella, are you going to invite them to come stand underneath your nice umbrella? Or are you just going to be like, haha, look at you, you are covered in rain? Like, no, invite them, help them. And it's the same thing for out here protesting. are doing more things. It's about pushing yourself. It's about putting yourself out of your comfort zone. If you are not uncomfortable every day for something you're doing it wrong. And I really mean that. You need to push yourself, white people. Like, I was going to try to talk about black people in the crowd, but here I am talking about white people. That always happens. But I'm going to hand the mic to my favorite person, Raging Regina. So I hope you listen to her, because she is the baddest bitch here, I swear. Listen to every word she says.
Your life matters.
Hi. As you heard, I'm Regina Rage.
Are you the best?
I've been trying not to cry all day. I'm filled with anger. I really am filled with rage. You saw us. You saw me and Demetria. You saw us chanting. You saw us screaming. And some of you white people had the nerve to get in my face with your camera and take pictures of me while I was crying. I was calling to my ancestors. It's also really hard to be up here in front of a lot of people. But there aren't nearly enough out. There aren't nearly enough of you out here. There aren't nearly enough of you standing up against this system. You think you can fight this battle from your couch, and you cannot.
What system?
You should be out here with us. Every person watching this fucking live stream, you should be out here right now. As one of my sisters said earlier, what Louisville showed us, we knew it. This is nothing new.
Y'all got, hey, just so you know, they declared an unlawful assembly.
Yeah, thank you. What?
This is nothing new.
What did he say?
They just declared an unlawful
They
assembly.
created this system specifically to subjugate and oppress us, all of us, and it needs to be abolished. You cannot reform a white system. This system exists to protect the interests of white billionaires and white government and city officials. This system cannot be reformed. And that's all I gotta say.
Give it up for Regina, y'all. So real quick, you guys, tonight is all about our black women. And for everybody that disrespected my black sisters by walking away, walking down back that street, having these police declare an unlawful riot, you do not belong here anyway. So they declared this an unlawful assembly, not because we are peacefully assembled here, but because y'all decided to walk around the back and fuck with the police instead of staying here listening to the black women that are trying to educate y'all and give y'all a taste of what it's like to suffer in this fucking country, man. Regina is crying for a reason. And they're not tears of joy. I spoke last night, and let me tell you something. The worst thing, so my whole entire life as a black man, I've been treated with suspicion, and I've been treated like a criminal, regardless of what I have or have not done. To be treated like that within this movement is nothing less short of the same system that I have been fighting against my entire life. And what you agree?
Sorry. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You know what, Regina? I love you so much. Ain't nothing you can't do, girl. I got you. So it's real simple. If you're about Black Lives Matter, it's about Black Lives Matter. If you're about Black Lives Matter, it's about Black Lives Matter. It's not about whatever agenda, whatever thing you got going. If you wasn't doing it before this movement started, before a family member of mine was murdered in the street like a fucking dog, your movement wasn't no fucking movement. So once again, I don't know what's being said, but anyway, it's about Black Lives Matter. It's about black women. Tonight, we are out here on behalf of Breonna Taylor and all black women. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get off and hand it to one of my other brothers up here. But when I say, who do we protect? Y'all know what to say, right? Who do we protect? 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 If Black Lives Matter to you, get the fist up. If Black Lives Matter to you, get the fist up. Justice for Breonna.
Justice for Breonna.
We having a good time tonight, y'all? Are we having a good time tonight, y'all? We gotta have a good time. We can't have a bad time on a beautiful day that's for Breonna Taylor. This beautiful day that brings us out here tonight is for Breonna Taylor. And we're supposed to have a good time about every black person that we come out here for. Whenever we come out here for George Floyd, we got to come out here to have a good time. Even though the time is bad and they died crucially by these unjust people that oversee us, we still got to have a good time. Are y'all having a good time tonight, y'all? Exactly. We got to stay proud and we got to stay happy, regardless of the crucial and cruel, unusual punishment that we suffer here in America. The land of the free, the land of liberty and justice for all? No, it is not that way. This is the land of the crooked. And even though it is the land of the crooked, we still got to have a good time in this land and come together as one. Come together as one race. It's always a good time when black and whites can come together for one goal. And that goal tonight is Black Lives Matter. And that goal tonight is reparation for Breonna Taylor. Are we having a good time tonight? Exactly. They don't want us to have a good time. They want to bomb us and they want to run us off. Fuck them. We won't go. Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. I'm not going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. Hey, I'm not going nowhere.
We know what to do. Stay tight. Stay together. Stay tight. Stay tight. Stay tight. Stay tight. I can't hear you. Stay tight. Stay tight.
no gas mask thing might be hanging back a little bit.
assembly tonight. Fuck them. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Oh, streets are these. 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 Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. We want justice and we want it right now. Mr. Ted fucking Wheeler, we want justice right now. Everybody know that y'all sat and watched that fugitive and didn't arrest him because he supported y'all. Sit and watch us represent out here for Breonna Taylor and disarm that damn unlawful assembly. We did nothing wrong. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor.
I got no money for that.
I want everybody to look beside them. Look beside them. If you see any black people beside you, when this came out, everybody ran. There was black women up here. Nobody stayed. Nobody stayed to protect. You standing over there now. There's black women. There's black people right here. Nobody's here to protect. We got to think about what we're doing. You left a wall. You left us vulnerable. You left us vulnerable at a time we cannot do. We cannot do that. We got value here. These people have been out here for over 100 days fighting on behalf of the whole world. You can't leave us vulnerable like that. You cannot. I know that you wanted to see the fireworks. I know you seen the cops and everything. You want to go that way, but you left us vulnerable over here. You left leaders vulnerable. We had a wall here to protect. You ran. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. We just spoke for hours, giving you an itemized reason why we cannot do that. We can't run and leave people vulnerable like that. So I need y'all to think about that when you run off. And when you go to just to see, make sure that the exact thing that you're fighting for is okay before you do that. You had leaders up here talking and you left us vulnerable. I know it wasn't conscious, but we gotta be conscious. We always ask, do you have our back? You got our back? You got our back? You got our back? Who got our back? Who got our back? Who got our back? You got our back? You got our back? You got her back? You got her back? Who got her back? Who got her back? Who got her back? Who got her back? You got his back? You got his back? You got his back? You got his back? Who got his back? Who got his back? I got power. 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 Hands to the people. Hands to the people. Hands to the people. Hands to the people. Hands to the people.
Feels weird without the scooter right now, but just the cops creeping around over there. Got me curious.
In all different ways.
Check on the things back here, quick lap. Oh. Alright, they just took the right back here. Okay. So there, this is to the south on 2nd Avenue. We're behind the detention center right now. There's a group there. So, I'm gonna stick to what I was doing, taking a lap here. There's quite a lot more people here than I thought there were earlier. Snack block. I was so thirsty earlier.
Nobody in this city has done nothing wrong. We will not run. We will stay here. Take cash. If they make us leave, they are in trouble.
Okay.
We have not done nothing wrong. If you run, you're guilty of something. I'm not running. I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to stay right here. Give me your badge number, officer. Give me the ticket. I'll see you in court. I've done nothing wrong. Come and tell me it's a riot. And I'm going to tell you I'm not rioting. Write me a ticket. I'll see you in court. Nobody runs in this assembly. It's a peaceful protest right here. What goes on down the street, around the corner, up in the tree, we ain't got nothing to do with that shit. We are right here peacefully protesting, and people have it on camera. We will sue the shit out of Multnomah County. We ain't going nowhere.
I can't get any elevation because I have a broken knee, but I want to address the situation nonetheless. I know you heard my black kings up here say protect black women, right? So I want to talk to you white folks out there about the number one way you protect black women. You stop fucking taking my black kings away. That's what you do. So let me tell you what that means. We got some kings up here. They can nod their head in disagreement if I'm wrong, but white America has sent black men a message that they can be three things. They can be an athlete, they can be an actor, or they can be a musician. Now we know that's bullshit because we got black men who are lawyers and doctors and scientists and inventors, but that's not what your white America wants us to believe. So guess what? When my black kings can't act, can't lie or pretend, because that's all acting is, they can't play ball, and they can't rhyme or blow, you don't leave them with a whole lot of options. But guess what? My black men, my black kings still fall in love. They still make babies. Some of the most beautiful ones around, if you ask me. They still got families to take care of. And they still got lives to live. I promise you this. No white man has ever protected me the way an unknown black man has. If I got this man right here, whose name I don't even know, standing next to me, and I got 10 white people, the person I'm going to trust to protect me is him. But when white supremacist America takes him away from me, now you got a black queen with no protection. So I need y'all to start learning, because it's not my job to educate you. That's your job. And real talk, y'all, this is 2020. We all fucking walk around with goddamn computers in our pockets. Stop using that shit for social media. Stop using that shit for all the bullshit and use it to learn. Because guess what? This black female grew up in a completely racist white America. The first message I got about black men was they were the N-word, hard R, and it was my mama that gave me the message. I grew up with no proximity to blackness, and I learned. So if I can learn in those circumstances, y'all ain't got no fucking excuse. So you want to protect me? You want to protect my queen over here? You want to protect my queens over there? Dismantle the whole fucking system that takes my kings away from me. I got a list of ways you can do that. Vote! And don't tell me no shit about I can't vote for Trump and I can't vote for Biden and Harris and I can't you fucking can. Tell me what you're gonna do or sit down and shut up. Don't split the vote.
Police are pushing people around, fine.
Yes, I know. Right now in 2020 with a presidential election upon us, we got a lesser of two evils. And I am not just a black queen, I'm a fucking educated black queen. And I know that less evil is still evil. But I am here to tell you, Donald fucking Trump personally harmed me. How? I don't know him. I never met him. I ain't been to D.C. lately. Certainly not since he took office. But his dumb ass sent fucking feds to my hometown and I took their tear gas. He harmed me. White people, you want to be an ally? You don't get that title unless Black America tells you you get that title. You want that title? Earn that bitch.
Portland, make some noise. Portland, make some noise. I said, Portland, make some noise. I said, Portland, make some noise. That's why we here, right? That's why we here, right? You here to make some noise for who? 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 Who?
Breonna Taylor!
Who?
Breonna Taylor!
Who?
Breonna Taylor!
I can't hear you.
Breonna Taylor!
I can't hear you.
Breonna Taylor!
Say it louder.
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 Breonna Taylor!
Who?
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 Breonna Taylor!
Say it louder.
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 Breonna Taylor!
She can't hear you.
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 Breonna Taylor!
Who?
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 Breonna Taylor!
She can't hear you.
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 Breonna Taylor!
Say it louder.
Breonna Taylor!
Say it louder.
Breonna Taylor!
Say it louder.
Breonna Taylor!
Who?
Breonna Taylor!
Who?
Breonna Taylor!
Who?
Breonna Taylor!
Who?
Breonna Taylor!
Who? Who? It's time to move, everybody. It's time to march. Y'all stay together. Thank y'all for being the wall. That's how you protect, and I appreciate y'all for listening. That's how you protect the kings and the queens and all the valuable pieces you fell in place. We got a long fight ahead of us. We got a long fight ahead of us. We 100-some days here, but we still just getting started. We're still getting started. So y'all be careful out there. You be careful. Watch your kings and your queens as you march. Watch yourself. Watch everybody that came with you. Look both ways before you cross the street. Watch the trucks with the big tires and the nuts on the back and the flags. Watch. I got one last word before I take my ass home. Fuck Donald Trump! Y'all be safe out there. Love y'all. Stay together. 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 Make sure y'all watch yourselves. Watch the person next to you. Watch the person behind you. This is serious. This is getting serious. We gotta hold it down for the rest of the country. We officially made ourselves.
Oh, just
stay together.
Hi. Yeah, you too.
Shut up!
Alright. Looks like a bit of stuff over there. That's where the noise came from. We got both LRADs out.
This is the Portland Police Bureau. This event is a riot. Southwest NATO to Southwest Broadway. Columbia to Harvey Milk is closed. Leave the area now. NATO to Broadway, Columbia to Harvey Milk is closed.
So they'll probably rush from behind the Justice Center. And maybe up through here. But here's the deal. No gas mask, no backup. Got to get my car out of here. Oh, we've got a automated female LRAD. Wow, she just said stop resisting? It's a little weird. Have you heard this robot before?
Yeah. It's been around a little bit.
I haven't been out in a little while. But
Nobody has,
all right, so. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go into sport mode, which means not live, and stay tuned. Might go live again if needed, but for now, thanks for watching, and be careful out here.